Hello and welcome to Leaders of Tomorrow, 18-hour special initiative that celebrates the undying entrepreneurial spirit of micro, small and medium enterprises. This is the only daily MSME platform in the country, a show where you can voice your concerns and get answers to all your concerns directly from our team of experts. We understand the issues that you, the MSME entrepreneur, face, and the show aims to bring you the most relevant and updated information on everything related to your businesses. Today, I'm in conversation with Mr. Madhavan. He is the MD of Peps Industries. Thank you very much for speaking with us here on the Leaders of Tomorrow, Mr. Madhavan. Let's start by talking about what your own entrepreneurial journey has been like so far.
You see, I and two of my partners, we stumbled on an opportunity about 11 years back. A company which was running, a company which was basically producing inner spring mattresses. They were near to death, and they wanted to dispose this company, and we stumbled upon it and we took it over. And we found that, you know, during those days, when I'm talking to you, this is during somewhere around 2005 and 6, while the industry, mattress industry, was totally ignorant about the spring mattresses. They were not very serious about spring mattresses, and we felt that spring mattresses is the one which will take over the conventional mattress over a period of time. So we jumped into this opportunity, and then, you know, rest is history. We created a star brand called Peps.
You operate in what is a very highly fragmented market. How do you really work on ensuring that you are different from everyone else who exists in this market? I will come and talk about, you know, the lower end of the value chain in terms of, you know, how fragmented it is. But I want you to talk to our viewers about how, if they themselves are also in such a fragmented market, how you really go about standing out in such a market. And I want you first to talk to me specifically about a Peps mattress perspective.
You see, when we started this business way back about 11 years, we found that the Indian mattress industry was basically focusing on coir and foam mattresses, and Indian population were not aware of inner spring mattresses. In fact, you know, world over, around closer to 77% of the world population sleeps on inner spring mattresses, and inner spring mattresses are the only mattresses which will leave to the test of time. Like, you know, the normal conventional mattresses used to creep in, sags and deforms, whereas this mattress doesn't do that. So we took this opportunity, and we modified the spring mattresses suitable to our customers. You see, because Indian customers basically looks into very affordable mattresses. You know, they already felt that spring mattresses is a mattress which is expensive, which may not be affordable to them. So we changed the entire, you know, construction of mattresses in such a way which we made it affordable, and we branded it as spring coil in the initial stage. This was meant for the segment, for affordable segment we made it, and subsequently we found that there was very good response from the customers for the spring mattresses. They really liked it. Then we scaled up our you know, product profile from affordable luxury to what you call it as comfortable one, and also luxurious mattresses and so on.
Okay, fair enough. So you're saying it's a highly price-sensitive market. I'll come to that. But I want you to talk to our viewers about what they can do. Your advice from your own experience about what they can do to ensure that even if it is a very competitive, crowded market and the products that they have are competing with others in a very small market, what advice would you have for them about how they can differentiate themselves?
Sure. You see, mattress per se is a segment where the interaction of the customer with the product is almost negligible. You see, for instance, customers are ready to pay a bigger price for a cot or a bed, but when it comes to a mattress, they think twice. In fact, all knows that they spend a larger part of their life in sleeping over mattress, not on the cot, for instance. And I was also told by someone that among the most preferred consumer durable for a family, mattress comes at the lowest rank. So when this is the scenario, my advice always to the customer is to understand what a mattress is and also feel a mattress well before buying. And see, mattress according to me is more personalized, something like your trousers or coat. You see, when you go to a shop and buy a trouser or a coat, you literally take a trial of it and then buy. So also a mattress must be tested and then felt and to be purchased. This is my advice to them.
Sir, I was asking you about your advice for entrepreneurs about how they can differentiate themselves in a crowded market based on your own experience.
See, first thing an entrepreneur must do is to understand his customers. Once he understands the customer, he must put more emphasis on product development. You know, our product must be customer oriented rather than making a ready-made product and ask the customer to buy. So as an entrepreneur, one should study the trend, the customer trend, and he should engineer his product suitable to the customer, and in fact customers are prepared to buy.
Okay, let me talk about what your expansion plans are looking like very quickly. What I say the next maybe 5 to 10 years looking like, or if that's too long a time frame or shorter time frame, what are some of your plans?
5 to 10 years looks to be a very long time frame. We are looking what we need to do in first 5 years. You see, I am very sure that spring mattress will take over the conventional coir and foam mattress over a period of time. So what we are now initially trying to do is we are expanding our capacity. For instance, you know, I have a state-of-art manufacturing unit at Coimbatore, spread over about 12 acres of land, and I have an infrastructure of closer to about 4.5 lakh square feet of constructed building. Here I am of late trying to, you know, modernize the entire equipment and plant. I am also conveyorizing the entire process so that the element of human beings are much reduced and more quality and precision product could be generated out of the manufacturing systems. That's one thing I am doing. And also we are consuming quite a lot of polyurethane foam for our product to finish the product. So we are going to set up one of the largest polyurethane plant in association with a European company called Laderberg. It is in process, and 6 months down the line I will be coming out with polyurethane production also. And the third point which we are trying to do is we are trying to decentralize our manufacturing activities. You see, what actually happens with the mattresses are, they are very large, you know, but voluminous product they are. Transportation is one of the biggest hurdle for us to move the product. So what we are trying to do is we are trying to set up sub-manufacturing unit at various zones of the country. In fact, I got one unit at Pune and also one unit at Delhi. These units we are going to modernize and make it slightly larger than what they are for capacity utilization.
Okay, I wanted to take a step back if possible and comment on a big picture question. One piece of advice you've perhaps received in your career that has changed the way you think about maybe a certain process or a certain problem, and therefore based on that, what advice would you have for our entrepreneurs if I asked you to give them one piece of advice?
One very good piece of advice I would like to give to the entrepreneurs are, one has to be purpose driven. Once you are purpose driven, you will try to do whatever you are doing to the hilt of it, and once you do whatever you are doing to the hilt of it, you will certainly perform to the best of it.
That's interesting advice to tell our entrepreneurs and our viewers about being passionate. Let me also talk to you about the use of technology. Yours is typically a very traditional business, yet you do use technology.
Yeah.
How can our viewers ensure that they're incorporating technology into their businesses, even if they play in a very traditional kind of a market setup?
You see, in fact, PEP's technology is not quite traditional. It's latest and international technology we are using. In fact, you will be aware that PEPS has a licensing agreement with Restonic Corporation of USA, which is fourth largest brand in United States of America, and we are following their general specifications in manufacturing all our products. This is one thing which PEPS is doing. And for any entrepreneur, research and development should be a part of their business, and product improvements has to be done. For instance, you see, we are the first in the country to come out with memory foam backed spring mattresses, and one of our flagship product is Spine Guard, which is well acknowledged by the customer all around the country. It is simply because it is an outcome of our own research and development. So product development is one suggestion I would like to give them, and also try to emulate the best available in the world. Though you may not be a big entrepreneur, even at the smaller stage you can do the same.
Okay, you were talking earlier about how the market and industry for mattresses is very price sensitive. Talk to our viewers about what they can possibly do if they're in such a price sensitive market, and how they go about ensuring that it's a very level playing field as far as competition is concerned.
You are correct, but you see, price sensitivity is very critical as far as mattresses are concerned. Our industry, as you rightly said, it's a price sensitive industry and price sensitive product. But however, customer should be careful while buying a product. They should not buy a product and a service just because of its price sensitivity. Mattress is a very vital piece of material in our life. 1/3 of our life, somebody said that we sleep on mattress. Everybody knows about it. So the price sensitivity should be kept apart when choosing a product based on the essentiality of it. As an entrepreneur, we must also try to curtail lot of cost that involves in our process across the value chain, and try to see that the price is well within an affordable reach of a customer.
All right, it's time for a very quick break on this episode with PEPS Mattress, but do stay tuned. We'll bring you much more on the other side. Welcome back. You're with us here on Leaders of Tomorrow. I'm in conversation with PEPS Mattress. Mr. Madhavan, how do you see companies like yourself participating in the government's Make in India initiative, and are there any other policies or initiatives that you would like see being extended to your own industry?
Make in India policy, yes, definitely we are also taking few initiatives. In fact, most of the raw material which we use in our industry is entirely localized, and also the skill set which we have is also localized, and also we are also planning. See, we are the licensees for Restonic Corporation for SAARC countries, and sooner we are also planning to set up a couple of our industry, our PEPS industry in places like Sri Lanka and Nepal and other places. Where an Indian entrepreneur getting out and establishing in foreign soil is also a thought which we are seriously thinking about.
Okay, my last two questions. You were talking earlier about how people are not willing to spend the kind of money that is required to buy a mattress, even though they're spending so much of their lives using mattresses. How do you go about educating them in terms of what is a good mattress? Do you use social media for the same? And if you do, how has that worked for you, and any tips and advice you could have for our viewers based on that?
In our advertising budget from past 2 years, a major portion is spent over social media and also on PR activities. We constantly hold meetings, and also we educate. First and foremost, ours is a channel driven business. Educating the trader is most important, who in turn communicate to the final customers. So we hold a lot of workshop and seminars to these channel partners about the importance of using right mattresses, and also convince the customer to select the best. And you may be aware that we have come out with 100 Great Sleep Stores, which is a retail brand of ours. We actually set up these retail brand showrooms in an ambience of a bedroom, where the plethora of our product is displayed. Customers can come over there, feel the product, and they can interact with our sales team who are experienced in giving the best advice for the customer to buy. And these are a couple of initiatives which we have taken, and it's also paying us very well.
Okay, fair enough. Also talk to our viewers about how they should go about branding themselves if they don't necessarily have the funds to hire an external agency or an expert to ensure that the communication, the branding, the marketing, etc. is right.
Peps is a great example for this wonderful question you have asked, Sunanda. We are around 11 years old company now, and believe it or not, first 6 years we haven't spent even a rupee in advertising. It all went on by word of mouth, and it all went on the product which we have produced and displayed in our sales center and sold. Customers who bought our product once repeatedly start buying our product. Advertisement should be utilized once you are very sure that your product is well accepted by the market. All that we did was, in the first couple of 3 to 4 years, we ensured that our product is available at almost all the places of the metros and inner part of the country. We spent a lot of money in positioning our product, or you can call it placing our product, and then went on with advertisement. I don't think advertisement is the first resource or the first action an entrepreneur must think about as he venture his brand. It can be followed later on once the customer accepts the product.
Let me get a quick last word from you. Even as we've just capped off the festive season and are counting down to the year end, how has the response been? How has demand been? How do you work with online players to engage essentially with a larger market? And also, what advice do you have for our viewers about how they can ensure that they stock up effectively and efficiently when it comes to these high season demand periods?
We have taken up this online trading initiatives from this year onwards. In fact, we have created a separate sub-brand that will be available in the online sites which is manufactured and marketed by Peps. We call it as Hypnos. In our case, the biggest challenge we face in getting it online business is the channel feels that the online business promotional activities are so vigorous and versatile. The real-time channel people may not be able to do so, and they felt that the customer will get more diverted towards online. So this was one of the challenge we felt, and we facing today. In order to avoid that, for online trade, we have earmarked a separate sub-brand, which as I told you called Hypnos, and we are doing really well with some of the top online agencies of the country today.
All right, Mr. Madhavan, thank you very much for speaking with us here on the Leaders of Tomorrow. Today we have brought you tips on how, if you are a retailer who's playing in a very fragmented market, how you can ensure that you have a differentiator like Peps Mattress. Do remember that if you have a business that wants to be featured on our show, you can write in to us at leadersoftomorrow@timesgroup.com. You can reach us on social media using the hashtag LOT. You can tweet at me personally. The Twitter handle is Sunanda_J, or call us on that number that you see flashing on your screen. We promise to have all your queries answered. Thanks for watching. Have a good night. If you feel you have what it takes to be awarded as the best in the business, here is your chance to apply. Head on over to our website, download the form and apply. If you face any troubles when applying or feel the need to get in touch with us directly, email us, call us, tweet at me directly at Sunanda_J or join our Facebook group.